In a welfare state, the government has total responsibility for the basic well-being of all the people. In the pursuit of that end, governments have been coming up with various programs and schemes. However, not all of them have yielded the desired outcomes in terms of quantitative or qualitative benefits. Problems like inequity, impoverishment, illiteracy, illness, and social exclusion persist. There is an impending need for streamlining the service delivery systems and a great urgency to make transparency and accountability an intrinsic part of governance. The government of Andhra Pradesh has been at the forefront in introducing governance reforms aimed at improving the efficiency and effectiveness of public services delivery in the state. With transparency and participation as key inputs, Government of Andhra Pradesh has introduced a variety of social accountability tools, where Social Audit is one such tool that has been successfully piloted in some of the key service delivery departments. Through Social Audit, the government has embarked on a process to bring out effective changes in the implementation of various welfare and development schemes. It works at the field level by involving all the stakeholders in the process.
పేదవాళ్ళకి దాంట్లో ఏదో మీ అందరికీ ఉపాధి వచ్చింది. ఆ చట్టం వచ్చి ఆ పథకం వచ్చి ఉండకపోతే మీకు ఉద్యోగాలు వచ్చేది కాదు.
Primary objectives of social audit include identifying physical and financial gaps in the implementation of schemes, creating awareness among beneficiaries and service providers, increasing efficacy and effectiveness of development programs, scrutiny of service delivery at different levels, keeping in view the stakeholder interests and priorities, particularly of the underprivileged. Social audit of major schemes in 3 key service delivery departments, that is, Employment Guarantee Scheme of Rural Development, Midday Meal Program of School Education, and Post-Matric Scholarship and Reimbursement of Tuition Fee Schemes of BC Welfare have been funded from DISA program implemented in the State of Andhra Pradesh, being jointly funded by DFID and Government of Andhra Pradesh. The Government of Andhra Pradesh formulated the Andhra Pradesh Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme following the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. In accordance with the Act, employment is provided to every rural job seeker for at least 100 days in a financial year in the works approved by the Grama Sabha. Apart from beneficiaries, the stakeholders in the social audit process include the community, civil society organizations, government officials, members of rural local bodies, media and donors agencies. Under APREGS, the process of social audit includes public vigilance and verification. Key steps in the process are collecting the information for audit, verifying the information collected and cross-checking it with field visits, collating and consolidating information in simple and understandable formats for public understanding, identifying gaps and discrepancies in the implementation of the process, public hearing, follow-up action and resolutions. Social audit culminates in a public hearing attended by the community, elected representatives, CSOs, media and government functionaries concerned. In a public hearing, social audit findings are read out, where the workers testify and the officials concerned respond to the issues raised by giving an explanation about their action under complaint. One full round of this process has now been completed in over 35,000 habitations in Andhra Pradesh. Around 30,000 trained village youth have conducted audits covering more than 12 million people. Nearly 1.25 crores of misappropriated funds have been recovered. 40 lakh APREGS records have been publicly scrutinized.
సైదులు ఫీల్డ్ అసిస్టెంట్ చిరుమర్తి గారు డిస్మిస్డ్. లక్ష్మి ఫీల్డ్ అసిస్టెంట్ గుర్రగూడ పనిలో నుంచి తీసేయడం అయింది. తర్వాత ఇక్కడ ఊరికే డిస్మిస్ అయిన తర్వాత డిస్మిస్ కాదు, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర నుంచి డబ్బు ఎట్లా కక్కించాలో కక్కిస్తాము, అట్లాగే పోలీస్ యాక్షన్ జరుగుతుంది, అవసరమైతే జైలు కూడా వెళ్తారు.
All in all, social audit has proved quite handy and a foolproof mechanism for effective implementation of APREGS. A social audit of the midday meal scheme was conducted in 5 districts of Andhra Pradesh, covering Adilabad, Mahbubnagar, Prakasham, Vizianagaram and Kurnool. The process covered 261 schools, with about 25 schools chosen for survey in each mandal. The objectives are to assess the existing status of performance of the scheme, create awareness in communities about the scheme, to form and train local village social audit teams to continuously monitor the scheme. Each team, comprising 2 mandal resource persons, conducted the audit in 5 villages along with village social audit team in each village. Each village social audit team consisted of 5 to 7 members comprising parents of school children, Gram Panchayat members, local leaders, youth and members of self-help groups. The audit focused on 5 important aspects: physical verification of the children in the school vis-a-vis those noted present in the attendance register, quantum of rice stock in the school stores vis-a-vis the quantum mentioned in stock registers, system of accounting as practiced by cooks on duty in buying vegetables, pulses, etc., infrastructure related to kitchen and dining in the school, quality of the meal. The audit brought to light some serious lapses in implementation of the program. On the day of the social audit, 18,889 children were actually found to be having the midday meal, whereas the attendance register showed it as 21,958 children were eating midday meal. The discrepancy accounted for 13%. While it was mandatory for schools to store rice in the school premises, only 46% of the schools did so. The stock registers were filled at the end of the month based on calculations of the prescribed quantity rather than registering the actual consumption. Kitchen sheds are available in only 52% of the schools, and only 34 of the 261 schools had proper utensils. There was no quality control mechanism in place, and in most of the schools, the cooking and dining conditions were unhygienic. Since the audit brought out glaring discrepancies and deviations in scheme implementation, the fear of penal action has generated a positive impact in the schools. Attendance and stock registers began to reflect reality. Rice is now stored in schools, and each day rice is allocated based on actual attendance. Cleanliness of the surroundings in and around schools has improved. Overall, social audit mechanism has improved the effective implementation of midday meal scheme in the state. The Backward Classes Welfare Department awards post-metric scholarships (PMS) and reimbursement of tuition fee (RTF) to students belonging to backward classes at all levels of post-matriculation courses. A social audit was initiated to study the effectiveness in the implementation of PMS and RTF scheme in the select colleges by the department. For the purpose, social audit committees were constituted involving student beneficiaries, parents, colleges and civil society organizations.
So this, as a part of this shifting emphasis of the government on the beneficiary, BC Welfare Department felt that post-matric scholarships was one big initiative of expending hundreds of crores. We're dealing with about 7 lakh students last year.
Social audit involved verification of the following records: certificates, applications, attendance registers, admission registers, acquittance registers. After the verification, the information was cross-checked with the students. The findings were indeed revealing. Funds were not being released by the department as per the schedule prescribed. Amounts released to the college in 2 or 3 installments were clubbed together into a single sum and disbursed. Lapses were found in the records maintained by the colleges. Acquittance registers were not submitted by most of the colleges to the department in time. But the social audit process has brought about a great deal of change in terms of awareness on the part of beneficiaries and alertness on the part of colleges. By virtue of being a part of the process, now the beneficiaries are more assertive about their rights. The above success stories are proof enough of the success of social audit as a mechanism to ensure transparency and accountability in public service delivery. It underlines the importance of conscious, concerted and continuous vigilance by all the stakeholders.